Yes, my sports to the bone people. Back at it again with another video. All addicts gather here, because we must be addicted to West Indies cricket. After what happened against Australia, we're jumping headfirst into this one against Pakistan. Yes, the first game is actually later on tonight, and this game will be played in Florida. You wouldn't know though, my people, because the CWI media people, they haven't been busy updating the squad. I checked their official website, I checked their official Facebook page, and usually if there's a change to the squad, they would post it straight away. Well, based on what I've been hearing from yesterday, we actually have 3 changes to the squad. Right, we're gonna talk a bit about that. Plus, we'll talk possible playing 11 and batting order. So just give a listen here until the end and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So let's jump straight into it. Based on what I'm seeing here on the Jamaica Gleaner and also on ESPN Cricket Info website, Shimron Hetmyer and Brandon King, they have been replaced, yes, as a result of injury. So Shimron Hetmyer and Brandon King, they are out. Alec Arthanes and Johnson Charles, they have been called up. Now, Alzarri Joseph, he has been replaced by Shamar Joseph. And based on what they're saying, this is because of workload management. So those are the 3 changes that I am seeing here. I'm just going to read straight from the article here, and then we'll talk a bit. So it says, West Indies have been forced to make 3 changes for the T20 International Series against Pakistan in the United States. They say fast bowler Shamar Joseph replaced Alzarri Joseph in a move designed to manage workloads. They say in the batting department, Johnson Charles and Alec Arthanes have been called up to replace Brandon King and Shimron Hetmyer, who both picked up injuries on Monday night in the 5th and final T20 against Australia at Warner Park in St. Kitts. Right, so that is what they're saying, my viewers and subscribers. Shimron Hetmyer, Brandon King, and Alzarri Joseph, those 3 players are out. Alec Arthanes, Johnson Charles, and Shamar Joseph, those 3 players are in. So that would make the squad look something like this. Alec Arthanes, Johnson Charles, Casey Carty, Ravman Powell, Sheffin Rutherford, Jason Hola, Romari Shepherd, Raston Chase, Joel Andrews, Shea Hope, Akil Hussein, Alzarri Joseph, Gudikish Moti, Judea Blades, Matthew Ford, and Shamar Joseph. Don't think I'm leaving out anyone there. Casey Carty, I think I called his name. So yeah, those players are out. So basically, Brandon King, Shimron Hetmyer. Remember, Casey Carty already came in for Evan Lewis, right? So those are the players that we will be able to select from. And I don't know how they're going to do it, my people. We want to play 6 bowlers. That's my thing. That when we play 5 bowlers, it's a bit tricky, because if one bowler is off, and is getting hit all over the park, you want to be able to call on somebody else. And based on how I'm seeing things, they are not using Sheffin Rutherford and Ravman Powell as bowlers. We could be using them, even though they might go for runs, just work on them, help to develop them. And then, they wouldn't only be there as specialist batsmen. They could chip in with an over or 2 every now and again. Similarly to how you would see Australia, Glenn Maxwell is an established spinner, but sometimes they don't use him. But if situation arises, you would say they throw the ball to him and say, give us an over or 2. Right? So based on how this squad is looking, we probably go Alec Arthanes and Johnson Charles to open. So that's practically two brand new openers there. Or if they want to go Johnson Charles and Hope and put Alec at 3, so at least we have somebody who is in form and has been playing opening, right, in Shea Hope. But we probably go Alec Arthanes and Johnson Charles, Shea Hope at 3, Sheffin Rutherford would be 4, Ravman Powell would be 5, We have, you know, Jason Holder, Shepherd, Hussein, Moti, Alzari Joseph, and well, not Alzari, Shamar Joseph and Judea Blades. But the only thing with this now, my people, that would mean we probably would be one batsman short if we play the team that I just announced. So we probably would have to drop one of the left arm spinners, so we'd probably end up playing Chase, right, and Hussein. And as much as our Moti is keeping it tight for us, if we drop one of those, then Chase would help out with the batting a bit, right? And that would extend it some more, and would end up with 6 bowlers, and we wouldn't end up with 5. We you know, would still have some strength in the batting. So the bowling would be something like Blades and Alzari, Chase, Hussein, Shepherd, and Holder. You would end up with 6. Right, and as I said, the reason I would probably go Chase is, you know, you would get some help with the batting, because it would be Alec, Charles, Hope, Rutherford, Powell, right? And then if you have Chase, then you could say that is 6 there, right? I mean, Moti has shown that he has the ability to work the bat also, but especially going up against Pakistan, we might need the extra guy that can do some work in terms of facing the spin with the bat. So, you know, that is why I'm thinking we go Chase. It doesn't always work out when we say that we're playing him and he will help us with the batting. It doesn't always work, but, you know, we'll go like that. I really and truly want Joel Andrew to get an opportunity before this series is out. He didn't get a chance against Australia. I mean, sometimes you have youngsters around the squad. They probably don't plan on playing them straight away. They just have them to, you know, get a feel of what it's like to be around the team. But if, you know, if we are to give him a go, then it's probably going to be in the place of Ravman Powell, because he's not going to play ahead of any of the bowlers, because he's not going to bowl, right? So he's not going to play ahead of the all-rounders. And then Alec, Charles, and Hope, you know, those guys would be there, and Rutherford, and then you probably would give him a go ahead of Powell. Then again, it depends on how the 2 fresh guys coming in, how they perform, right? As a matter of fact, he has been in the squad before. He was in the squad against Australia, so who to tell? He might be up to speed, so we might see him playing ahead of one of those 2 guys coming in Alec and Johnson Charles. But let us see. Whichever way they go, my people, we definitely need a win. It's tough. We are coming off an 8-0 defeat. We don't want to extend it. We don't want to put it to 9 later on tonight. So we're going to leave this one right here for now. Just continue to stay tuned, my people. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. This is where you can come to get some quality content. Big up.